All right, let's see. YouTube's up. All right, so we're going to listen to Ancestress. As promised at the end of the last video. Hopefully I can just crunch these back to back. God, I hope I think I set these up this time. Well, we'll figure that out in a minute. Bjork. Oh, the B and the J's combined. I was about to say, they misspelled it. Okay, this is cool.
My skull is my cathedral, where this matrimony takes place.
Whoa, wait a minute. What? Wait a second. Okay, I don't normally stop, so we'll go back. What the hell's a matrimony? My skull is a cathedral. Okay, let's start. Let's just talk about this for a second. So it starts right off. So it does seem like these videos were not necessarily filmed back to back, but like maybe within the same week of each other. I don't know, because you do have the same setting. She does appear to be about the same age, even though she's covered up. Oh my gosh, I've got fruit flies, and they're not making me happy. The costumes are really cool. Let's just scrub through and look at these costumes real quick, because I'm going to watch this whole video. I'm looking at this. Has anyone ever seen Brazil? At the there's a character in Brazil, I believe it's the main character's mother, who wears a shoe, like a high heel shoe on her head. And when I first saw it, before it got all like in HD or in focus, I thought she was wearing a shoe on her head. But it appears to be like the skull of like a crow or something. I mean, it's obviously a sculpture made, but it looks like the skull of a crow. And she said the skull of a cathedral. What did she say? A matrimort? What's a matrimort? Is it? Let's think of the. It's like matrimony is like marriage. Immortality. So it's like the marriage of mortality. But wait, what did she say? The matrimort. The skull is my cathedral. I have to know, because I won't be able to follow the rest. I'll be thinking about that the whole time. What's a matrimort? Where this match? Okay, the skull is where this matrimort takes place. So, I'm just going to call it the marriage of, like, life and death. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to look it up. We'll just look it up together. Let's see. I don't want to jump off the video. Videos. What is a matrimort? Because I've never heard that word. Yeah, leave. I don't care. Definition of matrimony and marriage. Yeah, that's matrimony. Matrimort. Hello. I'll just type in matrimort. Matrimort. Hello? Is it a matrimort? Is it Bjork's phosphor on the fungal network? What is it? Is there no definition for it? Videos of matrimony. I don't think it's a real word. Like her mother, Bjork is also one to coin her own. Okay, such as matrimort, another Latinate invention that pairs the words of mother and death. Okay, well, that was kind of close. She uses to describe her description of her lament. What in the fungal network? Okay. So it's not a real word. I mean, it is now. She made it up, so word's what you want it to be. Where's the song? Okay. Let's go back. Okay, now I can move on because otherwise I would have been I would have been thinking about that the whole time. Most words I can figure out, but that one I was like matrimort. I would have been lost the whole time. I love the gong. Top of the mountain, dude. This is beautiful. I don't know if they added the film grain post or if they used film, but I think it's added.
My skull is my cathedral where this matrimor takes place. When I was a girl, she sang for me in falsetto lullabies with sincerity. I thank her for her integrity. My ancestress clock is ticking, her once vibrant rebellion is fading. I am her hope keeper, a sure hope is there at all times.
Man,
My ancestress has left all manners, her pulsating skin rebelling. The doctors she despised placed a pacemaker inside her. When you're out of time, or how you look back changes. Did you punish us for leaving? Are you sure we hurt you? Was it just not living? She had idiosyncratic sense of rhythm, dyslexia, the ultimate free form. She invents words and adds the syllables, handwriting, language, all her own. I don't have that story in my mouth. When you die, you bring with you what you've given. The machine of her breathed all night while she rested, revealed her resilience, and then it didn't. You see with your own eyes, but hear with your mother's.
ooh, I like that.
There's fear of being absorbed she wrote this psalm. It expands this realm, translucent skin, that grave a cold palm embalmed.
Okay. Wow. So, I'm going to assume that song, it seemed a very obvious ode to her mother, which is beautiful. That would have been a good Mother's Day song. Of course, my mother probably wouldn't understand the music and would just be like, I don't know what's going on here. Of course, the video would have been a little confusing too, and she might have found it morbid. But I love how she talks about, I tried so hard to escape. It started to sink in when I said, I don't want it to. Okay. You saw with your own eyes, but heard with your mother's. That's funny. I think about that all the time with and it doesn't just have to be the mother, just your influences. People, especially where I work, I get to hear people run their mouths about politics, and it's my observation, and this also comes with sports teams. People who are like super fans of it's college football here in America. Generally, well, if you went to a college, let's say I went to LSU, well, then I'd probably be a fan of LSU. But if I never went to college, I'm going to be, and I do decide to start watching, I'm going to be a fan of either my husband or wife's team, or most likely your parents' favorite team. And these people are like diehards. I'm from Georgia, and people are like diehard fans for these college teams, and it's sort of cyclical. Like, if I was a diehard Georgia fan, then I would ingrain it in my daughter, and she would just be a diehard Georgia fan. And that happens with politics. People are generally vote for the people that their parents vote for. Of course, it can also, and then when people talk, it's like they want to sound informed, so they listen to the people who are in their echo chambers, and they just regurgitate the words that they heard on the radio this morning or on the television the day before, and they see it and they want everyone, they want to share this information, but they're just like they're like dominoes. There's all types of colors of dominoes, generally white and black, but let's say we got I don't even know left and right, like which one's Republican or Democrat, but we'll just say all the left's over here, and that information, let's say they're the white dominoes and the right side's the blue dominoes. I don't even know, but that information, it just knocks each other over, and everything just keeps moving. It's like tagging out. You're just sending the information down the line, and with no regard for whether the one behind you know what the hell they're talking about. But you're definitely not going to listen to you're not going to follow the blue side of the dominoes, because, well, they're over there. I mean, if a blue one falls down, how's it gonna affect you? It doesn't. Anyway, off of that, the the idea, that she says that we look with our own eyes, but I hear with yours. I hear with my mother's. And you end up interpreting things the way you were taught. Um, and then I'm digging way too deep into that, but then we share the same flesh, and it's no matter how hard we try to escape it, we become our parents. Like something we heard growing up. Everybody knows that, they've all heard it, but we try so hard to not be that, yet you can't help it. I have some of my biggest pet peeves that I have from my parents, that they're growing inside of me. It's like they've been seeded since I was a child, and I said I would never be like that. I won't do these things, certain just little pet peeve things that drive you up the wall. Then you end up following those same patterns anyway later in life. Um, I mean, of course, even for some people who like truly despise their parents because maybe their parents are awful to them, they can still pick up some of those patterns. It's but it's worth celebrating some of that because if your parents raised you with love, then you should. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? My sentence fell apart there. But if your parents raised you with love and respect, then even though some of the stuff they do is cringe as hell and drives you up the wall, they are worthy of being remembered and passing it on down through the generations. The only I did have there was a line that made me think that maybe all of a sudden maybe she's talking about the earth. When she's like, "Did we hurt you? We were only living." Of course, that could be um, the language all our own. That's funny. Um, I'm guessing that was intentional. She's saying that her mother makes up words. I think a lot of people like to make up words, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think language is all about communication. So people who are like, what do they call it? Grammar Nazis. I get it. It's good to have good grammar. It is. But if you're talking to someone who has poor grammar, but you still understand what they're saying, to stop them, to correct them, is a waste of time. It's a literal waste of time. It's like you only have so much time in life, and we waste it in all kinds of ways. But why waste like if you know that I'm just going to throw away 20 or 30 seconds, maybe minutes worth of conversation to try to correct someone that unless okay, there's a time for it, especially when you have developing minds. You don't want them to sound like a fool. But if you're just talking to a peer, why stop and just stop the conversation altogether? Especially for someone like me, the reason it bothers me is because I completely get off track and forget what the hell we're even talking about. I'm like, just go with it. Just let it be gone. But she's like, she makes up a language of her own, and yet at the end of the very beginning, she has a word that she made up. Is it one that she got from her mother? No, I think it's one that she made up, and then she just references it back at the beginning, which is cool. The video is beautiful. I was trying to decide. At first, I thought it was shot on film, but I do think that they might have added that back in on the Black Lake video. I'm pretty sure that one was shot with a digital camera. Not anything wrong with it. It's just this one had a lot of like grain and a lot of chromatic aberration. They played with a lot more lenses. They probably couldn't do that in that tight space. when she's walking through that like corridor. Plus, it's dark. I don't know when they filmed it, but it truly looked dark. I mean, the fact that they had to put like a light on her, which I mean they always do in videos, but you could really see it just like beaming on her. They didn't use the day to night trick that you can pull off in software now. Um, you could tell that it was actually filmed in very low light, and I couldn't tell if that was dawn at one point where you could see the sun on the horizon, or if it was filmed. It could be filmed in their winters where there's just what am I trying to say? Yeah, where light's weird, or is it the summer where the sun will like sit on the horizon for a very long time? Anyhow, so these videos do seem like they're filmed next to each other. And the only reason I'm even digging into the whole like filming what they used to film with is just because I love that kind of stuff. I really wanted a camera badly, one that I could both just set up to just stream and let it run, and then one that I could take out and start getting into lenses. It's something it's always felt like it was just a little too far out of my reach. And I almost sank all my money into something, and then it got gone before I could get to it. And it's probably for the best, but I saw it as a way to like change my profession, to start doing like wedding photography, just whatever it could do to bring money for a little while, because I really do need a change mentally. I need to do something more creative. But that didn't work out. I mean, there's lots of good cameras out there. But really what you need when you jump into that world is a couple of good lenses, at least one really good lens, and learn it. Because I have a couple of okay cameras from like 20 years ago. But they're like early digital cameras, and they take okay and good light, but you can't adapt lenses or anything to them, so they're fairly limited, and I can't plug them up to the computer. I've tried everything, every little hack I could think of, so I have to use my phone, which means I can't read comments without closing everything, and it also means I get interruptions. Okay, this is me getting lost again. That was a beautiful video and a nice ode to her mother. And it's a lot like the last musically. So at this point in her career, she's really experimenting. And I think she does more and more as the albums go on. Doesn't seem like she has any interest. Well, I don't know. There could be songs mixed in there that's just like a song that's basically meant to drive sales. But most of what I've been listening to, and I appreciate it. I think maybe that's why people have been sending me the deeper cuts, because I do notice one or two songs on every album that just feels more lighthearted, more pop sensible, which that's fine. But I'm loving the deep cuts. Anyhow, let's get out of this. Let's close it. We're gonna say adios. Yeah, I forgot we're over there again. I'm sitting there staring at the screen again. We're gonna get there. We're working on it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.